Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Jeremy aka Zarujarambe back again with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video we'll be talking team builds and tactics for the Extreme Z Area Special Characters Edition, where we can get the Extreme Z Awakening medals for the Tech Candy Vegito and the Int Ghost Gotenks. So this is very similar in the way of other Extreme Z areas that if you don't bring in the right units and teams, it can be kind of tricky to beat. So we'll be talking about the team builds and units that will really help you beat this event without much hassle and get those Awakening medals here in a minute. But real quick, make sure you're checking out those links in the description below for my social media pages to support me over there, and also the link for the Discord chat because we've got an awesome community of people over there. If you're playing Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Legends, or Genshin Impact and you want to swap friend codes, get any in-game help, or just discuss any of the game content, that's a great place to do that. So I'm looking forward to seeing you over there. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're hitting that red subscribe button and that notification bell to stay up to date on future content like this. Drop a like on the video and comment down below if you have any questions, comments, or any other helpful tips for taking on this event that you think could help other people out. So let's go ahead and hop over to the Dokkan Wiki, and just real quick, we're going to look, we have the Extreme Z area here, where we can of course get all of those Awakening medals. Stage 1 has 2 difficulties, Z Hard and Super, and so does Stage 2. But Stage 1 is where we can get the Tech Candy Vegito medals, and Stage 2 is where we can get the Int Ghost Tanks medals. For all of the levels here, of course, we've got the friend lead of the AGL Trunks Saiyaman that the game lets us use. That's the only friend lead, and he is a youth category lead, so keep that in mind when building your teams. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the info here. Of course, like all other Extreme Z areas, we can't revive with Dragon Stones if we get KO'd. We can't use any support items. And then here's our character pool of the units that we can choose from when building our teams. So we need to have the Tech Candy Vegito and the Int Ghost Tanks. They are required on your team when taking on the event. And you can see in the top right corner there, the Ghostly Prank and the Majin Buu's Candy Mischief story events is where we can get those. And if you haven't checked it out already, I actually made a video on recommended hidden potential builds for these 2 units to help get the most out of their hidden potential builds. So if you want to go check out my recommendation for their hidden potential, you can check out the video link in the top right of the video right now. But anyway, on the Z Hard difficulty of these stages, the left path will give us the Bronze Awakening medals, right path will give us Silver medals, and then we have a chance for that Rainbow question mark for an increased drop. And then we also have Super difficulty. Left path gives us the Gold medals, and the right path gives us Rainbow medals. And again, the Rainbow question mark can pop up at random to give us increased drop of those medals. So, also we have some special missions associated where we can get some Hercule statues and 2 extra Dragon Stones just from clearing the event. So not too bad there, a little bit extra. But again, here are all of the units that we can choose from. So I will say there are 2 units that really stick out that are, beside, of course, the Int Gotenks and the Tech Candy Vegito. They are very good. Whenever you're doing this, I recommend any of these units that you can, rainbow them out if possible, especially the free-to-play units, because it's going to make your life a whole lot easier when taking on the event. But 2 of the units that really stick out to me, we'll talk about them, and then we'll talk about team builds when we get over to Dokkan Battle. The MVP of this Extreme Z area, in my opinion, is this Fizz Super Saiyan Gotenks. So even if you don't, he does have an Extreme Z Awakening, but even if you don't have that Extreme Z Awakening, his super attack is still going to seal enemies' super attacks, because on this Extreme Z area, the units cannot be stunned, so they're going to be dealing all the attacks, and you want to try not to take any super attacks if possible. So from what I could see, this is the only unit from the character pool that can seal the enemy's super attacks. And then if you get him Extreme Z Awakened, he also has the best leader skill of all the units that you can bring with all types, Ki +3, HP attack and defense plus 77%. And then again, his super attack seals the enemy's super attack, and then his passive skill, we're not going to go super crazy into it, but really good passive if you want to read into that as well. Very good unit to be bringing in here, especially if you have him Extreme Z Awakened, so make sure you're putting him on your units list when you're building your team. And then also the next unit that I'd say is very good to bring in here is the LR Strength B-Pan, because she can really mitigate a lot of the damage dealt, and then also she recovers 33% of damage dealt as HP. So again, you can see she has a high chance, was a 50% chance of reducing damage received by 55%. So she can mitigate damage dealt, and then even if she gets dealt a good chunk of damage, she can recover some of that with her passives. So that's really nice there. And then also her active skill, if you get to the 3rd turn, which most of the time with these Extreme Z areas, they go at least 3 or more turns, you can activate her active skill, which gives attack plus 33% for all allies, which helps pack some extra punch, so that way you can beat the event a little bit quicker by dealing some extra damage. So these 2 units I definitely recommend bringing in, very helpful. But let's go ahead and hop over to Dokkan Battle and let's take a look at the teams that I have set up. So here we go, we've got the Extreme Z area for the Special Characters Edition under the Challenge tab. So let's go ahead and see. We're going to be taking both of these stages on super difficulty to show you that it can be done with these teams. Again, we only have the AGL Trunks Saiyaman as the friend lead. And real quick, by the way, you can see on the right side of the screen I have the medals breakdown for how many Extreme Z Awakening medals you're going to need for each of these units to fully Extreme Z Awaken them. 15 bronze, 10 silver, 30 gold, and 30 rainbows. So you need to make sure you're getting all of that for each unit. But anyway, you can see that of course, the friend lead, the only one you can bring in is the youth category lead. So to take advantage of that, you want to build a youth category team. Now, unfortunately, the Tech Candy Vegito does not take advantage of that friend leader skill, and you know, of course, I've got that Trunks Saiyaman as the lead unit here as well, so he cannot take advantage of any of the leader skills, but he does have evasion built into his passive, so basically we're just going to kind of keep him out of the way of as much stuff as we can with this team build. I do have the Gotenks Extreme Z Awakened, so if you do have the Gotenks Extreme Z Awakened, you're still going to have to use the Trunks as the friend lead, but you'll get a buff to your leader skill with all types, keep plus 3 HP attack and defense plus 77%, and that way you can get a little bit more creative with your team builds. But I'm just going to stick with the youth category here because you can see we've got that B-Pan, and then we also have the Int Bulma, who has some evasion built into her passive as well, so she can help mitigate some damage, and she has type advantage against the Tech Candy Vegito, so not too bad there. The only other team, if you don't have the units to build the 2 teams I've just talked about, the only other one that I think might be viable to maybe take on the Z hard difficulty, I don't think it's able to take on the super difficulty, is like a Goku's family team, because you've got 4 Goku's family units you can bring in, but it doesn't work with the 2 required units you have to bring in. So I don't know, I was just kind of digging in the weeds, and this is something that you might be able to beat on on Z hard difficulty, but yeah, you're mostly going to want to stick with youth category. So we'll go ahead and we'll take in the so this team would be easier to beat it with, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys with the lesser leader skill that it can be done. So let's go ahead and start super difficulty against the Tech Candy Vegito here. Let's see what we can do. Let's go ahead and go on let's get those gold medals here. Of course, those on super difficulty, the left path is the gold medal. So having so we have the Int Bulma and the Strength B-Pan. So again, those are going to be our 2 main damage mitigators. And we have the AGL Trunks Saiyaman, who is not really going to be doing too much for us here. You can obviously swap him out if you don't want to bring him in, but he's not too bad. Let's go ahead and see what we've got. So there we go. You can see the B-Pan is tanking a good chunk of damage there and dealing a little bit in return. So it'd be really unfortunate if we took the super attack against this AGL Trunks. He did get an additional. I do have him rainbowed. So again, you want to try to rainbow these units out as much as you can. Here we go. We've got the Bulma and basically the Goku youth here. Hoping that we can get the evade off with her passive. Nope, she's not going to invade, but she didn't take too much damage, so we're not too worried about it. Let's go ahead, and now we're going to be able to get the super attack off with the Gotenks, and we're going to be able to seal the enemy's super attack. And something you can also see is a lot of the youth units they don't require you to fill up their key meter to get the super attack off. So that's really nice there. And there you can see we got that super attack sealed. Now he's just going to be dealing regular attacks. Ooh, should have swapped out that Tech Candy Vegito there to see if we can get some evasion off. We got the additional attack though with, we got a super off. He's probably not going to be dealing too much damage. Yep. So here we go. And then we have the B-Pan now. So this is really good because we can activate the B-Pan's active skill. And we have the Int Ghost Gotenks on the rotation. So that means we're going to be able to... Let's go ahead and pick up these Strength Key Spheres for her to heal some of that up. And then we've got some Int Key Spheres for the Gotenks. And then, yeah, we'll just pick up those two. But we're able to boost the attack of the Gotenks, and the B-Pan should deal a little chunk of damage, but that Gotenks should be really able to pack a punch this rotation with his super attack and that 33% active skill boost. Very nice. So, not too bad there. We should be able to finish this Candy Vegito off next rotation. Oh, I was going to say, if we got the additional attack with the super, that might have been it right there. But here we go. So let's go ahead and let's just finish it off with the Fizz Gotenks here. And yeah, we'll just keep him there because he gives the Gotenks a little bit of a buff. And easy as that. So, of course, you might have to take these on a few times because sometimes your rotations will be a little messed up just based off of how the RNG works and how the game lines up the units for you. But it shouldn't be too hard with this team. And again, if you want to just use the Fizz Gotenks as your leader, you can kind of switch it up a little bit, and you don't have to stick to just youth category units if you don't want to. There's also an Int base form Vegito, and you know, there's a couple other units you can swap in to get type advantage here. Let's go ahead and hop in with the Gotenks now. We're going to be using the same team here to show you that it can be done, but again, same concept. But we do have two Int type units, but we have that Fizz type unit. That's the one we really want to focus on, is Fizz type. If you want to swap one of those Int type units for another Fizz type unit to have type advantage on the Gotenks, I guess it'd be the Bulma. You could swap her out for like a Fizz B-Pan or something, or sorry, not Fizz B-Pan, a Fizz regular Pan, because you can see here we have some other Fizz type units. I don't have all these guys awakened, but you can bring in the Fizz Pan, and she also is youth, so she can fit in, and she can also help to do some more damage because she will have type advantage on the Gotenks here. So let's go ahead and take him on, see what we can do. So again, this one, the MVP here is going to be that Fizz Gotenks because he does have type advantage, and I do have him fully Extreme Z Awakened and Rainbowed out, so he's going to be doing a lot. But regardless, like I said, you're going to be getting those, hopefully being able to get those super attacks off and getting the enemy's super attacks sealed. So let's go ahead and see. I'm not sure what we'll be able to... Yeah, okay, there we go. Just because that fell the right way, we were able to get that super attack off for the Fizz Gotenks. Alright, so now we'll be able to seal the super attack, and we'll probably be able to deal a good chunk of damage as well here. There we go, yep, 1.3 mil with the crit, and he didn't take much damage. And again, we won't have to worry about getting super attacked now. So that's nice. So first rotation, almost have him dead, and this is my AGL Trunks Saiyaman. They're getting a bunch of additionals in. Alright, so we might be able to finish him off this turn. Let's go ahead and soak up all of those strength key spheres there. Almost have a maxed out super attack. As much as I want to put the Tech Candy Vegito to try to get him to evade, I'm not going to do it just in case he doesn't and he takes a good chunk of damage there. But I don't even know if it'll get to the Tech Candy Vegito. There we go, yeah. Very, very nice. So, again, this team, youth category, is going to be really what you're going to be focused on building. And the RNG obviously worked out a lot better as far as the rotations on that Gotenks stage. But, yeah, there you have it. these are the teams, this is the team that I've been taking in, but again, you can swap that Fizz Gotenks out as the lead unit and kind of mess with it a little bit. But that's it. That's the Extreme Z area. Hopefully you guys have a decent chunk of these units so you can build this team and take on the event, and hopefully you can get these units Extreme Z Awakened without any issues. Again, if you have any questions or you want any other help, make sure you're dropping those comments down in the comments section below. If I did provide you some useful information, drop a like on the video, and again, make sure you're checking those links out in the description for my social media pages and the Discord chat. And if you haven't done so already, consider hitting that red subscribe button and that notification bell to stay up to date on future content like this. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming by and checking out the video today, and we'll catch you on the next one. Signing out.